Buenos dias, Gunners Collective. Back at it, you already know. Like a mother, like a motherfucking smack addict. Bye, orale. As you can tell in a menudo style in direct fashion by that fucking thumbnail right there. Ishpol, Campol, Carnalismo, right? The Carnalismo is there, homies. The respect is there. Everything is there. You just don't see it. Well, guess what? Sit down here. I'm going to give you some knowledge that you definitely can't get in Healed College. And we're going to put it all out there because the Carnalismo is real. That's a word when you're doing time in the penitentiary, in prison, on them yardas. Doesn't matter what yard you're on. The Carnalismo, the embracement, that's what you want. That's what you need. That's what you crave. Because when the Carnalismo is there, man, there's nothing like it in this world. Sometimes I find myself kicking back. I said, self, I miss the Carnalismo, right? I got Carnalismo out here with homeboys, right? But that Carnalismo that you get behind those walls, behind those gates, behind that razor wire is something different, okay? It's a love for one another and knowing that, hey, our life is in your hand. You got me, I got you. You got me, you got me. You know what I mean? Spell got me. I can't. Well, then how do you know you got me? Because I feel it. It's Carnalismo. And it goes all ways. Okay, not only norteños, but Southsiders as well. You know, the embracement is real. I remember I used to look across the yarda and I could see Vatos kicking back, playing handball, high five, con un bump, you know what I mean? All kinds of shit was going on. And I said, man, they look like they're having a good old time. We were like this, though. We were structured than a motherfuckers. Okay? We didn't have time to smile. But we ain't got time to bleed or to acknowledge us, right? We were over there doing our thing, a little bit more structured on the yard. But at the same time, the homeboys had each other's backs. And I've been experiencing that since I was a young kid. Okay, going to CYA, I think that's why I had a leg up on the competition. Orale, I kind of knew what was up. I was a little bit more educated in certain aspects of doing time just because I did time. I was a YA baby. Still am. Fuck it. You know what I mean? I can't let it go. I was a YA baby and doing time, you felt the Carnalismo of the homeboys. You know, there's nothing like hitting that day room, 40 fucking norteños busting a big ass spread. So you can't... There ain't no other. Well, you know, mamon feels it feels better, but at the same time, Arby's homeboys. It was a hard decision back in the day, so since there was no Arby's, right? Fuck it was homeboys. If there was Arby's, there would have been a kink in the spoke. But at the same time, there's nothing like it. Fresh fish on the line to say nothing like it, right? Motherfuckers were kicking it, okay? And I know the Sureño Mexicanos, the Southern fashion was doing the exact same thing. Africanos, sprinkling the white guys, they were doing their thing, the Asians, others. Everybody is showing love to their gente, to their people, okay? And respect to everyone else. And that's a fucking thing that you got to cherish and treasure when you're incarcerated. Now, I'm not just going to advocate and sit here and say, oh, it's all fun. It's pinchy Disneyland and Cinderella and fucking go find yourself a fella. It's nothing like that. In prison, it's not a great place. It's not a place that anybody wants to be. So if that was the case, nobody would run when the cops say, stop, fuck that. I'm trying to go. I'm not trying to go back to slang and yay, yo, to make my... They're out of there, right? But at the same time, what you do need to understand is when you are there, you have to make the best of a bad situation. And when you have a lot of homeboys around you, you feel protected, Sasuke, you know what I mean? You're showing each other love, educating each other on a whole bunch of different plights. And it's just a cool thing. It's a cool thing to be around. And it's something that someone that has stepped away from the life can truly say that they missed. I don't miss much. So my awareness is up. I see everything. But when it comes to like missing stuff, I don't miss XO ladies. Fuck your Bradley Berger. I don't give a fuck who they're with. I see them on Facebook like that. With the next man, I don't care, right? I don't miss feria. Money comes, money goes. So you know, I'm about the bag. So I'm going to go and chase it and hustle, move smooth with a purpose and go get that. I don't miss much. But sometimes I do miss the Carnalismo with the homeboys because there's nothing in comparison, okay? It's like having a whole bunch of brothers that you never wanted, but Sasuke, they're there now, and it's cool. Big brothers, little brothers, fat brothers, disculpame, they smell like caca. Hey, everyone has their own personality, everyone has their own wiggle, everyone has their own stilo, but at the same time, man, you got to show love and embracement to all those around you. Now, things have kind of changed. From back in the past when I remember, you know, and I think it was a little bit better, not when there was 40 or 50 homeboys, but when there's like 4 or 5 of us. That's when you really got to know those around you. That's when you really got to take the tiempo to understand, you know, why they were there, what was going through their mentality. You got to know the ins and the outs. That's why 30 plus years later, I got certain homeboys like Spokio de Casitas, you know, Puerco de Sanjo, Chucky de Sanjo. There's certain homeboys that I was around that we'll never forgive, we'll never forget. Okay, we'll never forget the hardships and the turmoil and the toiling and that soiling that we went through. And that built a stronger bond. That made us come together closer. So that's good. No cap, right? Real talk. No homo either. But you understand what I'm saying. You become brothers. You become brothers from other mothers, and that's a fact. Now, nowadays, what's changing is it's crossing barriers and lines. Simon, the líneas that were always drawn in the sand that were invisible, pero you knew not to touch those or cross them. It's changing. You know, I've had a lot of interaction with vatos from down south that I consider brothers, or I consider primos. So I consider them fucking friends. And we have come to find out that we're not too much different, other than I probably have a bigger pipa on Saturdays. Other than that, we're not too much different, right? Or are we? You know what I mean? But trip out. At the end of the day, we got love for each other. The Carnalismo is there. Now, what's the word Carnalismo? What is the definition of it? You know, it's showing love like a brother. It's showing love without barriers, humps, without fucking borders, without fucking any type of straight up, this is my homeboy and I'm willing to go the extra mile. I'm willing to die for the vatos. He's from Gila. You don't even know him. Doesn't matter. I'm willing to go. Hey, we're going to give you 25 to life because somebody did. Well, come on, let's rework that. Let's rework that one time. Well, aren't you ready to die for him, Simon? I'm ready to die. I said not do life, right? Two different things. Now, trip out. I'm just bullshitting. But at the end of the day, when the day ends, Carnalismo is a word that I don't take lightly. It's something that I rather enjoyed, and it's something that I continue to enjoy with new friends that I've made. We're brothers. You know, we got each other's back. And ain't nothing like it. Ain't nothing like hitting that yardo or even the streets, man, and knowing that a brother has got your back, you know, in life. That's because sometimes you need people. You need people like me. You know what I mean? So you can put your fucking finger and say, there's the carnal, right? You just have to have brothers in life. You know, it's something that's instilled in us. That's why most people join gangs. Okay, it's not, a lot of people do join for the money, for the attention, for the hoes. Why you wanna play hate on, orderly Arby's, right? A lot of people join for that. A lot of people join because they're fucking psychopaths. They just don't, they want to be pintada. They don't give a fuck. They like metal. They like using it. I can't call it like an alcoholic, man. Everyone has their different reasons why they do what they does, cuz on power, they do whatever they want to do, right? You can do what you want to do and live in color, but the fact remains, for the most part, most people join gangs because they're not getting the attention, the love, the respect, or whatever the case may be in their pad, okay? A lot of youngsters that grew up in the barrios, in the hood, we don't got that. You know, our fathers are in and out of our lives in prison. Our mothers fucking wangala, right? Pajatangas with fucking Savato named Jaime, you know what I mean? Or Savato named Tyrone, depending on her taste. You just don't got it. And then those that had mothers like mine that are working hard and trying to raise all her kids, better by herself. You see the situation and you just don't want to see negative. So you get up out of there and you turn to the streets. And when you turn to the streets, guess who's waiting there? That's hey, you want a red paño, Holmes? Do you want a red paño or a blue paño or whatever the case may be? And then boom, there you go. Now you're out there gangbanging with the homies and you feel accepted. You feel a familia, okay? You feel carnalismo. You're not looked at as the little homie or the big homie or the whatever homie. You're looked at as the homeboy. And that's it. And a lot of people crave that attention. Now, as you get older, you get a little bit wiser. In retrospect, you look back and you realize that, yeah, I could have did without that. You know what I mean? But that am me, right? I don't need anyone. But in life, ain't nothing wrong with some true friends. Ain't nothing wrong with some good homeboys. You know, the cause, I had love for the cause. Okay, the cause was my number one. So okay, that was my mom, my dad, my love, my fucking everything. But at the end of the day, there would have been no cause without the manpower and the soldados behind it pushing that movement. And I had a lot of love for the homeboys. That's a fact. And I know in Southern California, it's the same way. You know, barrio to barrio. Everyone got love for their homeboys. I see it all over. R.I.P. Creeper, R.I.P. Dodger, R.I.P. Dreamer, right? I see it. You know, it's always a R.I.P. When is it ever, hey, orale, homes, you got that new jale. Orale, homeboy. The homeboy won a pinche $1 million on lottery. Orale, the audio came up. To what degree it came up? Because I'm moving to fucking Atlanta. I don't know nothing about you. Yay! We don't give a fuck. We don't. So that's que vato's gone, right? But do you understand what I'm saying? In the barrios, it's all about Carnalismo. Now in prison, it means a little bit more. It means a lot more, vato, right? Because you only are as strong as your weakest link. So you want everyone to be built up as strong soldados and manpower. You want good, righteous motherfuckers with you. And there's a thing called taitas in there. You'll have a taita. Someone that you hit it off with. That's your homeboy, man. You can do no wrong. He can do no wrong. You guys just, and most of the time, man, you're dreaming your hope when you're in prison. And I'm giving you 101 is to be settled up with your taita because, man, you guys get along. Because, look, I'm going to tell you, man, after doing time for several years, if you have a cellie that's halfway decent, he's cool, eventually you guys are going to bump heads. Eventually he's going to fart, you're going to smell it, you're not going to like it, he's going to say, disculpame, and it's going to be all bad, right? He's going to catch you in a bad mood, you're going to catch him in a bad mood, words could fly out, next thing you know, you guys are both fucking on the yard with things in your hands, poking each other, right? Metal happens. And drama happens constantly in prison. So your dream when you're locked up is to have a compatible cellie, someone that you could call your taita, your homeboy. That's like if he farts, you laugh. At the, right? Fuck, what's this one? That's it. You know what I mean? No, I got you right here. You know what I mean? Mierda, right? You guys are just clowning. You guys are having a good time because you accept this homeboy. He's your taita. He can do no wrong. That's everybody's dream. But usually you're not going to get that. You're going to get some big old fat fucking bastards and they're like, you're like, oh, fuck. You know what I mean? Why you want it? Right? That's just usually how it goes. Nothing works out in prison to your benefit. But every once in a while you do get love. And the Carnalismo is there. And I say, ain't nothing like it. Right? It's the best thing. And see, most of the time, it's the only thing that you got going while you're incarcerated. You know, you look towards that yarda going out there and chilling with the homeboys, playing handball, relaxing. So the reason why I called this spiel Ishpolme Campo Carnalismo is because now with this end to hostilities, there's a lot of vatos meeting. Different vatos. You know what I mean? You're going to that yarda now and you don't have to necessarily fucking kick it with your own. You could chop it up. They're building borders, some borders. You know what I mean? Build a wall. Fuck that. They're building relationships with vatos that they never would have talked to before. And a lot of vatos are realizing, hey, you vatos my taita. They like that, right? So the Carnalismo has crossed over. To what degree of Carnalismo, I can't call it like an alcoholic, but I will say what my antennas are saying from what homeboys are telling me that are incarcerated is that they're building bonds and relationships that are unbreakable. Vatos from the south and vatos from the north are on that same page. Incarcerated. Now I understand on the streets, it's rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat, and then rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers are going to clap you and then tell on you. That's just the way it is. Okay, the streets are totally different from prison. Eventually, hopefully, the ketchup with a tomato in the back pocket is real. But until then, in the meantime, in between time, motherfuckers got to get their mind right so they can shine right. Because if they knew better, they do better. And motherfuckers over there in prison are putting paint where there ain't. Meaning they're doing new things. They're making power moves and Gucci shower shoes because they know what time it is. They're all sticking together for power, you know? They're tired of the same old bullshit, the same old drama. So why not formulate a plot and a plan, man, to come to some type of agreement to show Carnalismo respect and love to vatos from the other side. Now, I've always been embraced it. Look, let me tell you something. Shh, don't tell no one. You're going to hear it from her first. When I was at CYA in Ellis, I had hella Southsider homeboys. They'll tell you. Real ones will. I didn't give a fuck. Hey, I felt bad. So I said, we be kicking it. I'll kick it with the homeboy from San Barrio. I ain't even going to say which barrio because people are going to feel offended. Certain barrio, big barrio, South Central LA. Chilling, laughing, clowning right there in the dorm. Right, we're clowning. And then the next day I'll go to school and pack one of his homeboys from his barrio out, right? And he'll be like, damn, bro, why you got to do homeboy Spencer? That vato was a super student. He was high power. Right there, you know what I mean? Hey, me and you're going to have to see each other. Well, fuck it then, let's go. Nah, I'm just kidding, I'm kidding. You know, fucking let's party, right? We had good relationships. And this was several individuals. This wasn't just one or two. Several people. We were young kids. We didn't know better, man. We were just trying to kick it. We got along. Right? Don't be mad at us because we fucking were cool. So that's because we both like tortas. Don't you? Just spell torta. You can't do it, huh? Trip out. But you know how it feels. You know what I mean? Arby's. Anyway, so this is what I'm talking about when it comes to the work Carnalismo. The work Carnalismo shouldn't be just north or shouldn't be just south or east or west. There shouldn't be none of that. It should be all gente, man. If you feel that motherfucker, if he's cool, if that's your brother right there in real life, just órale, vámonos a la burger. for you, I'm good. I'm over here, right? Just kind of saying, I just kick back, homes. Whatever you do, you does. You know what I mean? That's on you. Let's get what happens in yourself, stays in yourself. For the most part, right? I'm just saying, the word carnalismo is a big deal in prison. It's a word that's not used lightly. You know, if you got a carnal, if you got a homeboy, if you got a righteous one, show them that respect, show them that love. And to me, I think it's a beautiful thing. I see a lot of it going on nowadays. You know, a lot of gente looking out for each other, a lot of gente rising up to come together, you know, to make moves. You have to. At the end of the day, it's all about that bag. It's all about having some good motherfuckers around you. See, I'm the type of individual, if I got it, you got it. Straight up. If you're my homeboy, my taita, if you're my taita, homes, so it can, one for me, one for you, two for me, one for you. You know what I mean? So come on now, it's mine, right? But you know, you split it up. You know what I mean? You split it up, divide it, you separate yours from his, and you make sure that everybody's clean and fitted and rocking the chain. Just like with me and Rojo, I went to the store, said, "Okay, watch out. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and need that chain." He was like, "Damn, must be nice." It is for you. Boom, taita, homeboy, respect. If I got it, brother, you got it. If you got it, well, I don't ever have it. Well, then I don't have it either. See, you know what I mean? Straight up, I understand the situations, man. In life, you're dealt different cards, but at the same time, man, carnalismo is real, and showing true carnalismo and being a real one, ain't nothing like it. Anyways, I've seen a lot of instances where brothers, man, have had falling outs, and you can see the anguish and the hurt in their eyes. Fuck, I thought that was a good homeboy. I didn't know he was in here for touching someone like that. So if I would have known that, I would have never. And you know, one of those, and I wanted to tell the story. One of the fucking times that I seen this, and it was a cold situation. I've told the story back in the days. I'm gonna reiterate it. There was three vatos from the Barrio 18, right? I'm not gonna say their names. Let's just say they were three crimies. Three crimies, and they happened to be in Corco on the same yarda. It was a trip, right? To be on the same yard with your two crimies, say you, fuck, what more can you ask for? These are two homeboys, you know, hey, got your back no matter what. You grew up together. Your homeboys from the calles, the barrio, the streets. Now you're in fucking prison together doing vida. All three of these guys were doing all day, every day. So it was like, why not? That was a fucking dream come true. Most vatos don't get it like that. How they ended up three crime partners on one yard, I can't call it like an alcoholic. I can just say it's a factual, actual, true story. It really happened. So they used to always walk the track together. I remember I used to see him. I hit the homeboys. Oh yeah, they're about to whoop-de-whoop-de, wap-de-wap from 18. Orale, right? Keep your eyes on him. The vatos are hitter. So anyways, we're doing our own thing. And one day you could feel the tension on the yard. You could just feel it. But it's hard to display or to explain a situation. But when something big or something bad, say fucking someone's going to get hit on the yard, you feel it. You feel the electricity, bro. You feel the aura of a motherfucker going to get whacked. It's just a fact. You know what I mean? Sometimes I sneak up on you. But for the most part, man, everybody knows what time it is except for the fucking one getting whacked. Period. Plain and simple. So, something was going to happen this day. Homeboy kind of had the heads up. He was like, hey, watch out. I think these vatos from 18 are going to get off in a vicious fashion, allegedly, right? So what happens was, I guess the two of them had found out that one of their crime partners in the past, man, had did some bad things, some unbecoming things, some things that are not a weirdo shit. You're not supposed to do, right? With the hyena, the underage, you know what I'm saying? And they weren't going to let that pass, but they wanted to be the ones to make that not pass, right? All I know is all of a sudden IGI came running out, yard down, right? Boom. Like they already knew, of course, someone getting the heads up. And we all went down. Fuck, this shit, right? And we're watching because we already know something's going down. And the IGI, they're walking. The IGI is known as the Goon Squad, the internal gang fucking investigators. They're where the black patches of shit. They're there to really fuck your life off. So they're walking around, snatching people up. They already know the targets and who they're going for and that they have pieces on them. They're just playing the game, right? So as they start getting closer to these two individuals, and you got to understand there's these two individuals on the side, the pipa in the middle, right? The vatos in the middle, not knowing. He's thinking these are his canales. When they see the placas getting close, they say, fuck it, Holmes. La primera, 18 live, right? They jumped up in an 18th Street fashion and allegedly, right? The sticky, icky situation. One of the vatos didn't make it, right? Or he might have made it, but he didn't make it right. You know what I mean? But I could see when they finally slammed these guys, they beat them with the batons, they slammed them, they maced them, they did what they did to them. The anguish and the look in their eyes, not because their fucking heads hurt or because it was because what they had to do to one of their carnas. The carnalismo was gone, man. They would never have that again. Them three chilling, con un pinche mundo, JD and Santana, right? They wouldn't have that anymore. But it's having respect. I guess that was even better, huh? You know? And it was just a sick situation, but at the same time, I watched it. I ain't gonna lie, right? And of course, a couple of authors, they got charges on that and they were gone. And one of them, he got fucking carted up out of there. It happens, man. What goes from true carnalismo can go to no love, you know, that quick in prison. So you have to embrace it while you have it. Anyways, with that being said, man, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. I hope that you get everything that you want coming to you. Remember, at the end of the day, it's all about going out there and showing the true friends and your familia carnalismo. Real talk, real life. Do it. Show some love. Show some love for the next man. And don't necessarily have to be your people. For everybody, man. The embracement is real. Anyways, if you like this, please hit that like and subscribe. If you don't, it's cool. I ain't even chippy, right? They said, put that fucking thumbs down. Get over here, right? Put that thumbs down. Heavy as the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle for what I truly believe in, what is the betterment of all people, coming together as a raza and showing love to one another. Carnalismo estilo. Bang, bang. I hate you, gun. You can't even speak Spanish. Órale, I got a big dicto. And the winner is...